Hey guys, welcome back. Right, okay, so as you can see from the title of this video, the Super Nintendo is back in the building. Yes, it is time to rebuild yet another Super Nintendo collection. We've been on a journey with this, haven't we? We've had a few different collections over the years, the main one being my humongous American Super Nintendo collection back in the day, the early days of my channel. Incredible collection that was, I loved it. You know, I've also dabbled in the Japanese market. I've done a bit of PAL, but I haven't had a SNES for, what, 7 years now, I think it's been. I haven't had one in my collection, and that's just criminal. I am Snestastic. The Super Nintendo is my favourite console of all time, so surely I have to have a Super Nintendo in my collection. Now, being completely frank, the reason why I haven't had one in my collection is because of the prices. Since 2020, the pandemic escalated the prices astronomically, and the consoles were expensive, the games went absolutely mental. As an example, Castlevania 4, one of my absolute favourite games, which I've got to get back in the collection at some point, was around 150 quid for a really nice mint box copy. In the pandemic, it went up to £350. I am not paying that much over the odds, that's ridiculous. Thankfully now, the game is starting to come back down below 200, so it's starting to get back down to the 150s. It's starting to get more reasonable and fair again. So maybe all of those people who jumped in during the pandemic and started buying all the retro stuff have all buggered off, and all of us lot can carry on with our collections. Fingers crossed. Anyway, so yeah, that's the main reason why I haven't been doing it, and it was just far too expensive to get into the Super Nintendo. But now we're at a point where the games are getting back down to their normal prices again, way more reasonable, and I can actually buy a SNES and buy some games. So last year, I got very lucky. I managed to get a really nice deal on the console, and I've picked up a few games since then. So I thought I'd do my first video, show you the console, show you the games, and then from here in onwards, we're going to be making more and more Super Nintendo pickups as I build a decent sized collection. It won't be, well no, I won't say it won't be as big as the American collection, but I think most likely it won't be. That one got to like 120 something games. I can't remember the exact number. It's unlikely to get that high again because I've played every SNES game I've ever wanted to play now, so I know what I like, what I don't like, what I'm going to put the time into, and what I'm going to be pulling off the shelves instead of just buying fodder or buying games that I do like, but I'm just really not going to put the time into. I want to buy games that I'm going to look at the shelf and go, yeah, I want to play that. Right, so the console, first of all. As I say, I got a great deal last year. Absolutely fantastic. I had a save search for a few months. I just put one on there because I've been monitoring the searches anyway every day, and I just thought, well, just put a save search on, keep an eye on what's coming up, and see what the prices are for the box consoles. Now, at the time I was buying this, box consoles in very good condition, if you're talking like a Mario World pack or a Turbo or Starwing and stuff, they were like over 200 quid. And I'm talking like non-yellowed consoles, good condition boxes, and all that paperwork, cables, power supply, all that controller. They were quite expensive, and I was like, phew, it's going to take a while for me to get one of these. So I had my save search set up, and then eventually this one popped up, and I got a really good deal. Now, most of the ones I was seeing were getting yellow consoles. It was always the controller ports or the base of the console were yellow. This one popped up, and I can't believe this was a fellow collector who said, I think I remember rightly, he was selling this because he'd upgraded and found an even better one. And I was like, this is in incredible condition. So Christ knows what he bought. But I did pick up the Super Mario World pack. As you can see, the box is in fantastic condition. Look at that. It's absolutely lovely. I'm absolutely amazed. These are always beaten up. I rarely see them in this clean condition. Obviously, it's got a bit of edge wear and stuff, but nothing major at all. Look at that. And I love it. The classic Super Mario World on the side there, the screenshots, the console. This is like mega nostalgia for me. Back in 1992, when this came out, this was the console variant that I picked up. You know, I'd been doing my paper round for a few months at that point. I don't remember exactly when I began it, but my paper round ended up paying for my Super Nintendo, because after seeing the Super Nintendo at my cousin's next door neighbour's house, I was convinced I had to get one. I was an Amiga kid. I was all about, you know, Commodore. I didn't really care too much about consoles. I played the NES, I played the Master System, I played the Mega Drive at the same kid's house, and then he got a SNES. And when I played Mario World, I was like, I have to have a Super Nintendo no matter what. I'm getting a Super Nintendo. Parents wouldn't buy me one because at that point in 1992, parents didn't really think consoles were worth it because a computer can do so much more. And consoles, as they were, the games were so expensive to buy the cartridges, it just wasn't going to happen. So my dad had said to me, like, you've got to pay for it yourself, and I did. I ended up doing it through my paper round. Took a long time to get the money, but I got it. Got my Mario World pack and absolutely loved it. And I owned a few games like Pro Protector and Castlevania 4. Really good times. This is why this is my favourite console. Not only because it's the first console I actually paid for myself, it's the first actual console I ever owned as well. So it's like super nostalgic. The games are absolutely brilliant on the system. I've got so many great memories of so many great games. You know, I only owned a couple myself, but I had a friend called Brian who was older, had a job, had every game under the sun, had a Magicom. He was buying imports, he was pirating everything. So I got to play a lot of great SNES games back then. So it's a really, really important console to me, and I'm really glad to have this back in the collection. It's fantastic. I do eventually want to pick up the others. I want to get the Street Fighter 2 Turbo pack, the Starwing pack, and the Mario All-Stars pack, but there's no rush because of the pricing. I will wait and pick them up as and when. On to the games then. Right, so I've got 6 games to show you, which is a pretty good start, I think. I've been really enjoying playing these. First one I picked up is the most expensive of these 6, one that comes up most of the time in shit condition. The box is usually knackered. Sometimes it does come up in good condition, but you've got to pay a price for it, and I did. But I didn't pay as much as they normally go for. I got it for about 20 quid less than what it would normally sell for, so I was very happy to do that. And it is the Chaos Engine from the Bitmap Brothers. It is dipped, but that's fine because these are generally very worn around the edges and beaten up. You know, there's a guy on eBay, I don't know if he still has. He's been trying to sell his copy for about $3,500 for a couple of years. Why he thinks anyone's going to pay that, I don't know, but you know, he keeps trying. Right, so there you go. It's in really nice condition. It has, of course, got the manual in there. I think it's colour, isn't it? Yes, it is. We've got a nice, yeah, there you go. So lovely colour manual, nice and detailed the way they used to always be back then. Got the cartridge in fantastic condition, in the bag as well. Well chuffed. When it popped up, I just grabbed it. I just thought I'm not even going to wait because I know how difficult it is to get this game in good condition, well, especially the box anyway, and for a fair price. So I was very happy to add the Chaos Engine into my collection. It is a brilliant game. As I said, I was an Amiga gamer back in the day as a kid. You know, I was all about Commodore. I had 64, had the Amiga. I played on my dad's 64 before I got a computer. So I was all in on Commodore, and Chaos Engine and the Bitmap Brothers in general made some of the best games on the Amiga. And I loved this game so much. And I've played it on emulations to death on both SNES and Mega Drive. I've never played an actual Mega Drive cartridge, which I want to do at some point because it's a really good port on the Mega Drive console. But the SNES one, I love it. I think a lot of people probably prefer the Mega Drive. It's more dirty and gritty graphics, bassier sound, where the Super Nintendo is very glossy the way it looks. It's got a very big shine on it. But I really like the music because the SNES chip is so bloody good. That Sony sound chip, fantastic. I've been playing it on Evercade ever since the Evercade Bitmap Brothers collection came out, so I've been able to play the game anyway. Absolutely love it to bits. The last time I got anywhere decent on the game was about 2017-18 when I owned it. I managed to get, I think it's a blue level, it's like a castle or something. I haven't got there again yet. I've got to, I don't know if it's the level before that or 2 levels before that. I'm on the one with the big pink guys with the muscles. I really love that. It's got a brilliant soundtrack on that level. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Really, really enjoying the Chaos Engine a lot. So glad to have that in the collection. That's a great start to my Super Nintendo collection. Right, next up we've got our launch title, a racer, so I'm sure you know what it is. F-Zero. Again, absolutely fantastic condition. It's not that hard to get this one in fantastic condition. There's a lot of banged up ones going around, but it's nice and high. It's not flattened down and dipped. It's in lovely shape all the way around. But yeah, if you're patient, it's not a very expensive game. You can get a very nice condition copy like this for a very fair price as well. It's got a Jolly Giant sticker on. No idea who Jolly Giant are. If you know where they are, let me know. Right, okay, so paperwork wise, I'll just get that out there. Okay, so we have, of course, got the precautions leaflet. We have the fantastic blue manual. I love these blue boxes. All these colours on the PAL games. They're so brilliant. You know, you've got, oh, just not, I didn't even know. Wow, I hadn't even found that yet. It's got the receipt in there. Holy shit, no way. I hadn't even found that in the manual. Oh, that's a nice, I love it when you find receipts in old games. It's so good. That's such a, oh, that's brilliant, that is. What a nice touch. Full colour manual, absolutely beautiful, detailed screenshots, the whole 9 yards. You really can't go wrong. Game itself, again in fantastic condition in the bag. Superb. So yeah, I love me some F-Zero. It's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I've been playing it again it's great. I mean, it's very simple in the way it looks, but I do like the colourfulness of it. The graphics look really nice. The game feels really good when you're playing it, when you're speeding along. It feels like a really good arcade racer, like you feel like you're being challenged. And the music, of course, I think people will agree with me on this, the music is incredible. It really is fantastic. It's one of my favourite soundtracks from that era. It sounds so nice. Yeah, really good. I've been doing a few tracks, doing quite well on it as well. Great game. Really happy to have F-Zero in the collection. And I just realised I haven't put the precautions leaflet away. That's not very clever, is it? Put that in there. There we go. Okay, so that's 2 down, 4 to go. Right, next one is a very nostalgic game. This is one I played at my mate's house back in the day. Absolutely loved it. Never owned it myself, unfortunately. Since then, I've owned all 3 games. And I have got Super Star Wars. So, yeah, absolutely fantastic edition. My favourite of the 3. I'm not a big fan of Jedi and Empire, to be quite honest with you. There you go. Excellent condition. Yeah. Jedi and Empire are just too hard. I can't get anywhere on them. This one I've managed to get. I guess the end of level 4, I can't beat the boss, so I can't get very far on it, but I always get enjoyment from it. The game itself is actually in the console right now. There's the manual. That's all it's got. It hasn't got any leaflets or posters or anything, unfortunately. But again, like fully coloured, lovely condition. Yeah, great manual. The game itself is in great condition, the cartridge. I've got the plastic bag, but the cartridge is down there being played. And I've been playing it quite a bit lately. I still can't beat that level 4 boss, as I say. Really, really difficult to do. There's got to be a simple tactic, so I'm going to have to watch some videos and figure out how people do it. But you have to jump down onto a little platform, and there's I don't know if it's not water or what it is, but it's like a pit, isn't it? And the thing jumps out and it tries to attack you, and I always fall in and get killed, and it's quite frustrating. I mean, I used to have a lot of problems on that level in the old days with the doors. We have to slide under the laser doors, because I never used to have to get the timing right and the positioning right. I need to just keep bouncing back off the lasers and losing health. But yeah, it's just great. I mean, it's just not the first level. It's just the music on this game and the sound effects of the weapons. I won't even pretend that I know what the weapons are called, because I'm not a Star Wars guy. I'm a Star Trek guy. But yeah, that doesn't mean I don't like Star Wars. I grew up with Star Trek. I have become a fan of sorts of Star Wars over the years since The Force Awakens. I've gone back and watched the originals and gotten a bit of a liking for some of the films. Definitely not all of them. But yeah, really great game. Really fun third person. Jesus Christ, it's 16-bit. It's only 2D. Great action platformer, I suppose, with a bit of breaking it up with some like flying sections and what was the other? Yeah, I don't know what I was trying to say there. Just ignore that bit. Yeah, it's a great game. It's got beautiful graphics, beautiful music, brilliant soundtrack, incredible rendition of the soundtrack for the film. Because again, the Sony sound chip on the SNES is phenomenal. Controls really well. Yeah, great. I really want to try and beat it. I've got to try and beat that 4th level, because it drives me mad every time I get to the end of it, and I don't know why I can't do it. Yeah, I think you've just got to do a little jump, just do a tap, because I tend to do the roll instead of the somersault, and that tends to kill me. Or just don't do anything and just mess it up and walk off the edge and die. But anyway, right, so that's Star Wars. Next one I picked up recently. I picked up 2 games from a guy who's selling a few different games. This one's like pristine. This cost me 15 quid, by the way. It's not an expensive game in general, but I thought it was a good price. It is Super Tennis in a beautiful lime green box. Absolutely pristine condition. Cannot fault this one a little bit. Very happy with this one. There you go. Very nice. So just open it up, have a look. And in this one we just have the manual. So again, lime green. I like the fact that, like with this and F-Zero, they decided to match the manual colour with the box colour. Very nice touch. Full colour manual, very detailed, absolutely brilliant. Cartridge again, bagged up, lovely shape. You know how I roll with Super Nintendo. I don't mess around. I want them in good condition. I'm not, in this day and age, you can't expect them to get immaculate. There's too much piracy going on with the boxes, so you have to be realistic about what you find. But sometimes you get a good deal, and 15 quid for that is pretty damn good, I think. So I've been playing it, and I remember years ago when I had my American collection, I did a video talking about Jimmy Connors tennis versus Super Tennis, and I believe back then I thought that Jimmy Connors was a better game. So I need to pick that up again at some time and play it and see what I think. But yeah, Super Tennis, very nice graphics, pretty anime style, like quite cutesy. I find the problem I have with the game is that when you serve, it's fine. I can score points, no problem at all. When it comes to changing ends and you have to return, I just can't seem to do it. I seem to miss the ball so many times, and they just get loads of aces past me. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, so I'm going to have to put some practice in. I know a lot of people talk about this game with a lot of affection, and it's a game they really enjoy. So, yes, I'll definitely have to give it a try. I mean, the first game I ever played on Super Nintendo was Super Soccer. I've never gone back to that. So I don't know if that plays well or not. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But yeah, I played Super Soccer, then I played Super Mario World, and I was a convert. But yeah, Super Tennis, decent little game. I thought 15 quid's worth popping in the collection. I like a tennis game. As long as it's not a simulation, it's just an arcade experience like this. It's great fun. Yeah, and the coloured boxes, they look so nice on the shelf. Right, next one I picked up was a game that, for me, is something that comes from my Amiga days. It's very nostalgic to me. Not a game that I ever see anybody pick up on a pickup video, because I don't think most people give a shit, but I really enjoy it. And that is Nigel Mansell's World Championship. So yeah, as I say, this is from the Amiga days. That's why I like this one. In absolutely nice condition all the way around the box. Lovely. Yeah. So, unfortunately, I did get this one when it arrived. This wasn't from eBay. This was from Retro Games, who normally I don't have any issues with. They always arrive as described. So there you go. Lovely manual. Unfortunately, this one, the cartridge wasn't described. There you go. Colour manual. Lovely. So yeah, unfortunately, the cartridge... There you go. It looks really nice, but it has got some discoloration on the back of it, from what I can remember. Actually, yeah, it has, yeah. I thought I was imagining it, and I thought I was making it up, but no, I am. You probably, I don't know if you can see the difference, but it's dark. It's like a yellowy colour there, which is standard on there. So the back plate is a bit, unfortunately, has discoloured over time, which is a shame. Now, it's not heavy, so it's not a major issue. I may change the cartridge. It's not an expensive game, so I can do that if I want to. I don't think that bag's original either, by the way. It feels like a reproduced one. But the ones are selling in the Netherlands, which I don't have a problem with that. It's just, I'm pretty sure it's a brand new bag. Yeah, but nonetheless, it's only a cheap game, so I'm not bothered about changing the cartridge that much. It's just, if I see a nice clean one, I'll probably change it out. But nonetheless, Nigel Mansell's World Championship. It's a fun little game. I say it's not going to be for everyone. I'm not a fan of F1 in real life. I don't give a shit about sport in general, but I enjoy the game. It's really fun to race around the tracks. It's got really nice colourful graphics because it is from the Amiga. The music, unfortunately, from what I can remember, you have to turn it on in the options. You can't just turn the game on and have music, which is stupid. Peacekeepers was another one I had back in the day in the American collection that had the same issue where you have to go into the options and switch the music on. Don't get the point of that. There you go. But yeah, really glad to have that. And I also found out, I didn't know, there is a Nigel Mansell's on the Mega Drive as well. I had a look at that. It looked pretty decent on the gameplay. Unfortunately, it's like double the price at the moment. There aren't many copies of it on. There's about 2 or 3 on eBay, and it's about double the price of the SNES. So when I eventually get around to picking that up, that's going to be a pain in the arse. Right, so that's those are the 5 that I picked up myself. The 6th game was a gift from a great YouTuber and a good friend of mine, James, Time Work James. Absolutely top lad. I've known him for a few years now. We've been talking back and forth for quite a while. As I say, a few years. And yeah, me and James we've become good friends. You know, and we chat a lot and we talk about all kinds of things. And he's a really good bloke. And a few years ago now, I don't remember exactly when, but I sent a game to James that I didn't want anymore. And you know, I said, "Yeah, mate, you can have it because it's in really nice condition. I'd rather go to a collector and a friend than just sell it on." He was really happy with that, and he said he wanted to repay the favour. And I said, "No, it's fine, mate. I just want to send it to you as a gift." But James, being James, wouldn't let it lie. He had to repay the favour at some point. And this week he contacted me and he said, "Look, Pete, what SNES games have you picked up so far?" So I sent him a list, and he said, "Okay, I've got a game I want to send you." And I was like, I was going to say, "No, it's fine, you know, don't worry about it." But then I thought, no, if James wants to send me a game and it makes him feel better as well, then go for it, mate. So thank you very much, James. Obviously, I thanked you anyway, but I want to thank you in person, sort of on camera. Really happy with this. It's brilliant. I can't believe what he sent me because I had no idea. Obviously, it was going to be a surprise. And when it arrived, it's one of my favourite games. So absolutely, but he knows me well. It is Donkey Kong Country in this beautiful green box. And look at the condition. Absolutely brilliant. Really, really happy to have this in the set. This is a great addition to my collection. Absolutely blown away. I couldn't believe it when he sent me this. I wasn't expecting this. Yeah, so thank you again, James. Absolutely brilliant, mate. So if I just get it all out, because there's everything in it. This is what blew me away as well. It's got the precautions leaflet. It's got the poster. I haven't even taken out the plastic bag yet, but it's got it in the plastic bag. It's got the manual, which is pristine. I mean, it's flat as anything. Absolutely superb. And also, it's got the CD, the Go Ape CD. I couldn't believe it because obviously most copies don't come with this. You have to wait and hunt them down or try and get the CD separately to make yours a complete copy. Obviously, there's the cartridge in the bag. I was absolutely blown away. I was so chuffed when this arrived. I absolutely loved this game. You know, I only completed it for the first time when I had my American collection, because when this game came out, I didn't have a Super Nintendo back in the day when this was out. I don't know what year this came out, but I believe I must have moved on to PlayStation at that point. And so I didn't get to play this until I started collecting games. And when I did eventually sit down and put the time in and play the game to completion, it was bloody brilliant. I loved it. I thought the graphics were brilliant, the lighting effects were phenomenal, the controls, the gameplay, the level design, the music is some of the best on the system, some of the best gaming music, full stop, I think, of all time. It's just absolutely brilliant. Right level of challenge as well, it's just nice, not too difficult. It's enough that you want to, if you cock it up, you want to come back and keep trying until you get it right, whether it be the minecarts or just the standard platforming. It's a brilliant, brilliant game. Yeah, I'm absolutely blown away. Thank you so much, James, for sending that and adding that to my collection. So there you go, guys. 6 phenomenal games, consoles in the set. Really nice box for the consoles. I'm absolutely blown away by it. I'm so glad. Save searches sometimes do pay off, and you do get a good deal. Yeah, it's all coming together. So, of course, over the year, I'm going to be buying more games for the Super Nintendo, building the collection up. If you want to follow along, I will set up a playlist on my channel. This video will go in there, of course, now, and then subsequent videos will go in there as well. Yeah, it's going to be a great journey. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. Leave your thoughts down below in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.